Well, I guess I should check the toe tags on these bodies while I have the chance.
Kevin, will you just hold me a little while longer, please?
Of course.
Thank you.
You know, it's hard to imagine never hearing Victor's voice again. Or his chuckle. Or his whistle as he fiddles around the house. Used to drive me crazy. Now I wish he would drive me crazy.
Losing Victor has been so hard for me. I can't imagine what you're going through.
Well, maybe his soul is in a better place, but right now his body is in here. Now let's find it and figure out how he died.
Right, okay. Vittorio Cacilanza.
Well, at least the initials are right. We're getting warmer.
Speak for yourself. Kevin.
Victor Collins.
That's the pharmaceutical rep from the plane. The guy in the trench coat.
What the hell is he doing with Victor's toe tag on?
You came through it like I knew you would. Old soldier.
Hooked up to all this machinery. I've just never seen him like this.
I know.
He is a fighter. Big fighter, because I've been knocked out by him many times.
Look at those two.
I can't imagine one without the other.
I hope we'll be like that someday.
We will be.
You promise?
I promise.
Hey. Hey, hi. Hi, partner.
Is it over?
Uh-huh.
Hello?
It's so good to see those beautiful Baldwin eyes again, Haley.
Remember when I said you didn't have to say those goodbyes? Well, I don't want to be an I told you so.
It's about time. You're right.
The affidavit's ready to be signed.
And you're going to speak to Chris about that other matter we discussed?
That's next on my agenda. I'll call you tomorrow. Excuse me. Would you page Dr. Ramsey, please?
Oh, shh. Save your breath.
No, I can't. I need to tell you my last dying wish.
Oh, okay. But just turn your head ever so slightly.
Oh, all right. You've done so very much for me. I want to do something for you, too. I want to give you my beautiful daughter, Christina. Will you take care of her for me?
Oh, don't worry. I'll take care of Christina. And I'll make sure that you get everything you deserve.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, there. Yes, nasty Lucy is gone now. Yes, we'll just pretend she never existed. Yes, isn't that right, Angel? Yeah, your real mommy's here now. Your real mommy is here forever. Yes, my baby. Yes, that's mommy's little girl. Works for me.
Doctors and lawyers. We must be the only creatures who work this late.
I believe you're expecting this.
Voila.
Now there's one more thing I'd like you to do.
What's that? Chase an ambulance, pull a plug?
Go see Greg Cooper. That's the last of them. Victor isn't here.
Well, if he's not in the morgue...
Then where is he?
I'd like to speak to Julie Dublin. Frank Scanlon.
Frank, why are you calling me?
Well, I heard about your engagement to Ramsey, and I wanted to be the first to offer my congratulations. I just have one question. What are you giving him in exchange for this bogus wedding?
I hate to burst your twisted bubble, Frank, but Chris and I are in love, and that's why we're getting married.
In your own way, you might be in love, but I know Ramsey. He's a double-crosser and a thief.
What takes one to know one, I suppose.
If that's your subtle way of accusing me of stealing your money, I already told you I didn't do it.
Oh, you stole it. The problem is you just weren't clever enough to keep it.
I didn't lose it because I never had it, but I have a pretty good idea who does. Ask your intended. Oh, and Julie, I know you are pretty handy with a knife, but if I were you, I'd be careful who you get in bed with, literally and figuratively speaking.
Dr. Ramsey, please. Well, do you know when he will be available? Have him call his fiancée as soon as possible. It's urgent.
Hey, Karen.
Neil, just in time for your chemo. Drive yourself today?
Nah, parents only let me drive on the weekends.
Parents. So where are they?
Well, they're just being slowpokes, but, you know, it's okay. I'm not in a real rush to do this.
It's not much fun, is it? Which is why I thought a videotape might help pass the time. I set it up for you in oncology.
What tape?
Gotta wait and see.
Oh, come on, just a little hint.
Nope.
Hey, what's going on?
Karen got me a tape to watch in treatment.
Oh, that was nice. When did you have the time? You've been so busy lately with Lee and everything.
I always have time for my best guy.
Joe told me about your grandfather. Is he feeling better?
Well, he's not out of the woods yet, but it looks good.
I'll keep a good thought for him. Shouldn't we be getting Neil to his appointment?
Yeah, come on, buddy, let's go. Bye.
Bye.
Did I get a phone call? Un telefono? Nah. What a country.
You an American?
Yeah. Los Angeles. How about you?
Port Charles.
I'm Fred.
Kevin.
Pleased to meet you. Eve, Wilma. Name's Wilma.
Hi.
What you doing in here?
Oh, yeah, well, my boyfriend and I had a little misunderstanding with a bunch of stiffs. What about you?
Wife and I were out sightseeing. We accidentally jostled some guy in a suit. His camera fell and broke.
And that's grounds for imprisonment?
Well, you wouldn't think so, but this guy must have had some pull with the local police. It was weird. They kept referring to him as...
The Cobra?
The Cobra? Wow, that is weird.
Yeah. You ever hear anyone call that before?
No, I've never heard of anyone referred to as the Cobra.
You have any idea when we eat around here?
No, I don't.
You seem kind of down.
Jail tends to have that effect on me.
Yeah, but from what you said, your arrest was a misunderstanding. It'll be cleared up in no time.
I have other things on my mind. My father just passed away.
So when we came to Rome looking for Victor, we had no idea that we would find him in the morgue.
Oh, it must have been quite a shock.
It was.
Sounds like a pretty independent kind of guy traveling through Italy by himself at his age.
Victor's middle name was Independent. He was quirky and unpredictable and frustrated at times, but I never met anyone who had as much love of life as he did.
You're lucky you and your dad got along. I've barely spoken to mine in the last 5 years.
We weren't always close.
So it's only in the last couple years Kevin and his father developed such a tight bond?
Right. And you know, Victor even asked Kevin to be the best man at his wedding. And now he's gone.
How did he die?
The police claim it was natural causes.
But you don't believe them.
We're not even sure why Victor was here.
Victor didn't...
Say anything?
Why all the questions?
So what's with the third degree?
No offense, just passing time.
We're in jail. What else is there to do?
Kevin Collins. Yes. You must have a friend somewhere. The charges have been dropped. You can go.
Hey, put in a good word to your connections for me, will you?
Neil getting his treatment?
Yeah, Courtney's with him. Sometimes I think it's better if we don't hover over him all the time.
Oh, easier for Neil maybe, but not for you.
I wish I could do the chemo for him.
I know how hard this is.
It helps having you on Neil's case.
Well, that's my job. And a lot more. So, how's Mary doing?
Oh, she's still holding out. Hoping that Victor will come to his senses and come home.
It doesn't make sense. Victor seemed so in love with her.
Sometimes we don't know people as well as we think we do.
I guess.
Oh, Lee's improving, so you must be relieved. Huh?
Well, I don't think I'll get a full night's sleep until he's completely recovered. You know, it's funny, I see sick and dying people every day, but seeing Lee in ICU with all the tubes and tapes and
You realize
monitors...
how easy it is to lose what we value most. Mm-hmm.
Too easy. But I'm determined not to let that happen.
Me too. I mean, with Neil, you know. Which reminds me, I never got a chance to thank you for taking him to see 98 Degrees. He had a great time.
Well, I had a great time, too. It was nice seeing him forget about being sick for a while. I didn't want the night to end.
So why didn't you come inside when you brought him home?
I had an early call at the hospital.
Oh, it must be Neil.
Actually, it's mine. I've got a patient. If I don't get up to oncology, say goodbye to Neil for me. Tell him I have his next video all picked out.
Three Stooges?
How'd you know?
Just did.
Well, don't tell Neil. I want to surprise him.
Your secret is safe.
You called?
I had an unsettling conversation with Frank earlier.
What did he want?
Who knows? But I'm more convinced than ever that he's the one who stole my money.
Well, I told you.
But I'm also sure that someone stole it from him.
Well, it would serve him right.
Frank thinks you have the money.
Me?
How about a consolation prize for me? Some encouragement to come up with a decent lie when Frank asks me where the money went?
Well, you can just say that Julie took it.
You want me to make it believable. I need some motivation from you. Oh, unless, of course, you don't mind Frank banging on your door in the middle of the night.
Well, I guess a little peace and quiet is worth paying for.
What a guy.
The Lord giveth, and he taketh away. You know, I bet Frank still has the money. He's just saying that to throw you off. I mean, why would I risk my share of the DL-56 profits?
Because it might be a while before we get our hands on the patent money. Meanwhile, your bills continue to pile up, not to mention that lien on your condo.
I didn't take your money.
I know you're my fiancé, and I should believe you, but I don't.
Julie, the only plotting I've done is with my bride-to-be. And that's just to get her a new guardian and a new trial.
That reminds me, did Darren speak to you about going to see Greg Cooper?
Yeah, he did. And I think it's pointless.
No, it's not. If we convince Cooper to change his story, get him to say that he brainwashed me into thinking I committed the murders, the jury will have to find me innocent.
Well, why would Cooper want to help you?
He was ruled sane, which means he's going to trial. Darren thinks he can get Cooper declared mentally incompetent with my help.
So you're banking on Cooper helping you in exchange for his transfer from prison to a mental hospital?
Call me crazy, but I have a hunch if old Greggy had to choose between padded walls and iron bars, he'd go for the more comfy cell.
Oh, you got a point. You know what? I gotta go. Your old flame's heading this way. Hey, Frank. What are you doing here? Dropping off some burgers?
I'm curious, Ramsey. What is your price for becoming Julie's groom?
You think I'm being paid to marry Julie?
It's the only explanation that makes sense. Besides, I know you're the one who stole her money.
What money?
The inheritance from her father.
That's a pretty serious accusation you're making, Frank. I mean, a person could go to prison for stealing money like that.
Yes, they could. And you're not going to get away with it.
Look, I understand you being jealous. After all, you've lost an amazing, beautiful woman. So that's why you're spinning tales like this. But if you had any proof to back up these charges, you would have already notified the authorities. So if you'll excuse me, I have patience to heal, and you no doubt have dishes to wash.
I'm going to make you pay, Ramsey. You count on it.
Usually it's the bride's parents who pay. But Julie and I have decided to split the costs.
The nurse told me you already called Neil's prescription into the pharmacy.
I figured he'd want to go right home after his treatment.
That was very thoughtful of you. Look, whatever differences we may have, I gotta say, you're a good doctor.
Well, I only want what's best for Neil.
Good. Then you would agree that what he needs right now is a stable home environment.
Of course.
That means both his parents with him. Having you try to move in on Joe will only upset Neil.
What goes on between Joe and me is none of your business.
My family is my only business. Neil barely got to see his father when Joe was with you last time. Taking Joe away now could really hurt Neil.
The last thing I'd ever do is separate Joe and Neil.
It's not just Joe and Neil. It's Joe, Neil, and me.
Oh, well, you didn't waste any time moving right into that picture, did you?
Joe is with me because it's what he wants. and what Neil needs.
He was the most annoying man. He would not shut up.
Sounds just like my cellmate.
As soon as he found out Victor was dead, he had a million questions. And the more answers he heard, the more questions he had.
That's weird. You know, my cellmate was asking me a bunch of questions about Victor, too.
Did she ask about someone called the Cobra?
Yes. Yes!
Well, I guess Fred and Wilma didn't just happen to be in jail with us.
No, they were put there to gather information.
Nothing is as it seems. There's questions inside of mysteries, inside of enigmas. I don't like any of it. What the hell are you doing here?
Well, I'm the one that got you out of jail.
Really? Why?
Well, we don't have much time. I booked a flight from here to Port Charles for the both of you. Your flight leaves in about an hour.
We're not going anywhere.
That's right.
There's nothing more that you can do here.
What do you really know about my father's death?
The same thing that you know. He died of a massive stroke.
I don't think so.
When we were in jail, we each had a young American planted in our cells with us. Why is that?
Well, how would I know? I'm not in control of the Italian jail.
All right, fine. Answer me this. I never gave you a key to this room, and it was locked. How did you get in here?
Everything I have done has been for your protection. You two are in serious danger.
Sure we are. Maybe from you. For all I know, you're responsible for my father's death. I don't believe a word you say. And the last thing we're about to do is go back to Port Charles.
Not until we know exactly what happened to Victor.
If you can't help us, then leave.
You don't know what you're doing.
Yes, I do. I'm throwing you out.
Hey, how's Neil doing?
Pretty good so far. But the chemo doesn't usually make him sick until a few hours later.
Yeah, I remember.
It was tough enough the first time when he was a patient. Going through this with my son.
Even before we knew he was yours, neither of us was ever able to summon that 100% professional detachment that doctors are supposed to have.
Well, it was 10 times harder now. Especially when he's throwing up in the middle of the night and I'm the one that's put him on medication that's making him sick.
Joe, you're pursuing the best medical regimen to get him back to health. Neil knows that.
You have time to discuss Neil's case with me? I wanted to go over the files from last time now. See if we can figure out why he's responding differently to the treatment.
Sure. We could do it over here.
Actually, I thought we could grab a cup of coffee. You know, someplace outside the hospital.
Maybe we should just stick to the professional stuff.
Well, I thought you wanted a little more than that.
I did.
So what's changed?
The other night, when I dropped Neil off, the reason I didn't come in is because I saw you kissing Courtney.
I didn't kiss her.
Joe, it's been a while, but I remember what a kiss looks like.
Okay, I don't know what you saw. But you couldn't have been watching for more than 2 seconds. If you had, you would have seen that I pulled away.
You pulled away,
Yes.
so you didn't kiss her.
No.
Oh.
So? How about going out for a cup of coffee?
I'd love to.
Yes. Victor Cullen's got what he deserved. What about Eve and the good professor's son? Well, are they still in Italy? I want an update tomorrow.
You know, what bothers me is that guy in the morgue with Victor's toe tag on him.
You mean the man we saw on the plane coming over?
Right. Do you remember he said that I looked familiar and we may have met at a medical convention or something?
Yes, you believed him.
The more I think about it, the more I know that I have never seen that guy before in my whole life.
Which means he was lying like everyone else.
Right.
Change of the linen.
Oh, see.
Kevin, have you seen my other earring?
No. Did you try the bathroom?
No. I think I will, though.
Oh, Abe, look at that. I found it.
Oh, good. Yeah, look out! Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God. We can take her. We can take her. You... Maybe not.
Hold her! Hold her! Hold her!
Oh, boy, when you said you were gonna take me on a romantic adventure to Rome, I had no idea you had this in mind.
Maybe you shouldn't have asked for that second chocolate on your pillow.
Well, listen, I know that one thing that Mr. Zorin said is right.
We're definitely in danger here.
You think I'm being paid to marry Julie?
It's the only explanation that makes sense. Besides, I know you're the one who stole her money.
What money?
The inheritance from her father.
That's a pretty serious accusation you're making, Frank. I mean, a person could go to prison for stealing money like that.
Yes, they could. And you're not going to get away with it.
Hi, where can I find Lee Baldwin?
Commissioner Scorpio, not only are you out keeping our streets safe, but you also visit the sick, huh? Mr. Baldwin's on the 10th floor, ICU.
I understand congratulations are in order. You and Julie Devlin are engaged.
Yeah, finally tying the old knot.
Or noose, in this case.
Well, since you're partly responsible for my fiancé's incarceration, I wouldn't hold your breath waiting for a wedding invitation.
Oh, that's too bad. I mean, I had my bulletproof tux all pressed and ready. What kind of marriage do you think you're going to have with Julie and Ferncliff for the rest of her life?
Well, there's a change of plans. You see, thanks to your good pal, Dr. Collins, Julie's going to be able to prove that she's not only sane, but also innocent.
Well, that should be quite a show.
Greg Cooper brainwashed Julie into thinking she killed John Canellos.
Oh, so now she only thought she did it.
Exactly. And when the judge realizes that, my bride-to-be will be my acquitted bride-to-be.
And how is she going to explain the attempted murder of Frank Scanlon, Lucy Coe, and Eve Lambert? The psychic network made her do it? I hope you like the view at Ferncliff, because that's where Julie and you will be spending your honeymoon.
Well, actually, we were planning on Paris. Let me know if you can recommend a good hotel.
This is an outrage. A guardian's supposed to protect a client, not mistreat her. The sooner Lee Baldwin is removed, the better.
Not bad, counselor.
Thank you. Well, getting rid of Baldwin is easy. Proving you're competent to stand trial is going to take a bit more finesse.
But don't worry about me. It's Cooper we have to concentrate on. Everything hinges on getting him to go along with our plan.
And you're sure this transfer out of state pen is the right card to play?
You convince Cooper that you can move him out of that awful prison and into a place like Ferncliff, and he'll say whatever you want.
Well, let's hope so.
It'll work. It has to. There's someone out there who needs me.
I am so sorry. We're kind of late. We would have been here sooner, but we had to get diapers. And then that sort of led us into the formula situation we had to pick up. And then the pacifier. Where was the pacifier?
I forgot what it was like to leave the house with a baby.
How is Christina? Well, let's see. She eats. She sleeps. She makes a lot of stinky messes. Actually, she's absolutely perfect.
Well, bring her in here. And Serena, too. Come on.
Sweetheart, you know the rules. No children allowed in ICU.
Yeah, she's with Amy in Gayle's office.
You know what I forgot to tell you? We've got to get another box down of Serena's old clothes out of storage. She's growing out of I need the 8-week and up stuff.
There isn't another box.
What do you mean? How could that have happened?
Well, I just hung on to the Serena's infant stuff. In case that she wanted to give it to her little daughter one day.
Oh, that's awfully sweet of you.
Well, isn't that what you do? You hand it from one generation to another? To another? Is that what you girls do?
Yeah, but most guys don't think about things like that. You know, you are incredible. You know what else is incredible? Guess where I have to go now? Guess I'm gonna have to go shopping.
Oh, dear.
Probably breaks into song and dance over that, huh?
Do you realize how many times I've gone through a baby department at a store or walked in a little baby shop and saw those little tiny booties and the little caps and just been dying to be buying them for my own baby?
Lucy, Christina is not our baby officially, you know. The mother may show up, okay?
I know that. I know. Mac, hi.
Up for visitors?
Hi, Mac. Good to see you.
How you doing, Lee?
Well, he is much better today. Monica's really impressed with his recovery.
I've got my beautiful family all around me. What more could I want?
Listen, can I borrow Lucy and Scott for a moment?
What's up, Mac?
It's about Christina's mother.
You found her?
We followed every lead, but each one was a dead end. If Christina's mother's out there, she doesn't want to be found. The caseworker submitted the report to the courts recommending adoption. Congratulations, you can begin right away.
No, really? Did you hear that? Did you?
I didn't hear it.
No, you heard it. What did he say?
Yes, I hear
Do
it.
you realize what that means? Christina can be ours. She can be our daughter. Oh, my goodness, our daughter. Oh, Mac, thank you. Thank you so much for everything. Okay, now, tell us everything.
Well, once I assured the judge that all efforts to find Christina's birth mother had been exhausted, he ordered the child free of custody and control of the birth parents.
Rose us right into permanent legal custody, Lucy.
After a 6-month waiting period, yeah.
Oh, well, that's okay, because we have time to get married. And give that kid the Baldwin name, huh?
Just remember, Scott, you still have to pass the test for social services.
Yeah, well, just one look at these two, and anyone could see what incredible parents they make.
Well, that's a heck of a compliment coming from you.
Thank you, Lee. Uh-oh. Wait, what if Christina's mother suddenly shows up? I mean, what if she's kind of rejuvenated her life and redeemed herself, and she shows up and realizes she makes a mistake and wants the baby back? Can she do that?
She can always contest the judge's decision. I mean, I'm afraid with adoption, that goes with the territory, Lucy.
Wow. I know I couldn't handle that.
No, don't panic, okay? Because now we've had that kid from day one, and we've given the kid a nice home. So that's big points in our favor.
That's right, and what she needs now more than ever is a home with parents who love her.
You're absolutely right. What's important is now, today. And today, Christina is our little girl.
And I can't think of two better people for the job.
Oh, I want to tell Felicia. Is she home right now? I'm going to call her.
She's doing research on her book with Luke.
I'm jealous. No telling what kind of trouble those two could get themselves into.
Listen, I've got to go, okay? Speedy recovery, Lee.
Will do.
Nice to see you, Gayle.
Oh, thanks, Mac. Bye.
Hey, Mac, come on, we'll walk out.
We'll be right back. I can't thank you enough. You have made all of our dreams come true.
No, you did for Christina. See ya.
Okay,
So long, Mac.
tell everybody hi.
Big day, huh?
Big, huge day. Oh, let's go find Serena and Karen and tell them all about the news. And remember that baby store I had you slow down when we were coming? You know, that one with that big ballerina doll in the window? I want to go in there, and I want to buy some more clothes, and I want to get stuffed animals for the crib. I want to get a new crib because I want to match all the new furniture I'm going to buy with the crib. Let's do that.
You promised me that you weren't going to get your hopes up in case we didn't get Christina. But you have been lying in bed at night thinking of this moment, haven't you?
Not every single moment. I mean, I was up a lot, you know, with Christina, and so I wasn't just lying in bed. And, oh, Scott, I sang her every lullaby I could think of, and every time I looked at her, I just kept thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful? Wouldn't it be so amazing if it was possible to watch this little girl grow up?
Well, you get.
I do, don't I? Oh, boy, and I want to be a good mother. I want to see everything she does. You know, I want to record all the first, like the first time she sees a rose, and show her the beauty of that, and The first time she's on a carousel, you know, her face going around. And the first time she takes a little bite of vanilla ice cream, you know how their face gets all funny because it's so cold. I just want to show her the whole world because of all the accomplishments I've ever had in my life. I think raising a child with you and with Serena is going to be the most amazing.
You know, some women are meant to be mothers. You are one of those.
Mother.
Mother.
Oh, boy. That word has never sounded more beautiful than right at this moment.
You lose something, Frank?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did.
What was left of your brain?
My lucky pen, actually. I left it here a few months ago. Unfortunately, I didn't find it.
Bummer.
Yeah, but the search wasn't a total loss. I found something far more interesting. This is some prenuptial you got here. Guarantees you half the patent proceeds to DL56.
Not bad, huh?
I always knew this engagement was bogus. I just couldn't figure out why you would do it. Until now.
If my fiancé wants to share the wealth, who am I to say no?
I was Bennett's guinea pig. I am the one whose entire life was messed up because of DL56. If anyone deserves to get rich off of this, it's me.
Oh, you're breaking my heart. This prenup is perfectly legal, Frank. However, you're breaking and entering into my apartment. Well, that isn't. So why don't you get the hell out of here before I call the police? Oh, and Frank, if I find that lucky pen of yours, I'll be sure and let you know.
I may not have found what I was looking for, but I'm not leaving you empty-handed.
Oh, did you see the way her face lit up when we walked into the room?
Well, that's because she recognizes her parents.
I love that, her parents.
You guys sure do look happy. Is there something that I should know about?
Come over here for a second. Okay. Yes, there is something I want to tell you.
No, we want to tell you. Okay, today your daddy and I found out that they couldn't find Christina's birth parents.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that we are now able to adopt Christina and make her part of our whole family.
Which means Christina can be part of our family forever and ever and ever.
Baby Christina's going to be my sister. Yes! When school starts, can I bring her to school for show and tell, like Lizzie Newton did with her baby sister?
Wait a minute. What happened to taking your pet monkey to show and tell?
Dad, get with the program.
Listen, come over here a second. Come here. You know, this little baby is going to require quite a bit of attention. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also want you to know that we love you just as much.
We sure do. And listen, we always have time for you, okay?
Hey, why don't you guys go tell Karen the news, huh?
Oh, yeah, good idea. You know what? I think Amy wants to see Christina again, too, anyway, so come on.
Okay.
Come on,
Christina. Bye, Daddy.
Look, I know why you're here. About replacing my father as Julie's guardian.
I subpoenaed records from Mr. Baldwin's office. I was hoping that you might help expedite the matter.
Yeah, well, those records would show that my father bent over backwards to help her.
Miss Devlin paints a very different picture. Apparently, your father threatened Julie when she told him that she wanted him removed as her guardian.
Well, now you know that's not true.
Dr. Ramsey and I witnessed the entire ugly affair.
All right, now you listen to me. If you and that idiot Ramsey continue to slander my father, I will make sure that you end up in Sing Sing. How do you like that?
Like father, like son. I expect those records.
Get out of here. How about that? Everything my father has to deal with, now he's got these two numbskulls.
Don't tell me. You're calling to see if you can give me away at my wedding.
Well, I dropped by your fiance's apartment today, and you'll never guess what I found just sitting out on a table in plain view. Your prenuptial agreement. The one that gives Ramsey half the DL56 patent proceeds.
Like they say, in sickness and in health, for richer and for poor.
If anyone deserves a cut of that money, it's me, don't you think?
Oh, for what? Being such a swell guy, a loyal friend, please. The only time you came to visit me, Frank, is when it had to do with money.
And Ramsey is marrying you for anything but get real.
You don't know anything about our relationship. When I was so desperate and alone that I had to make up my fake pregnancy, everyone laughed at me. But not Chris. He was the only one who showed me compassion. He even brought me a baby blanket.
Probably swiped it off a kid on his way.
Giving Chris half the patent proceeds is small in comparison to what he's given me.
The prenup won't hold, Julie.
Aren't there some burgers you need to be flipping, Frank?
I bet Lee Baldwin doesn't even know about this agreement.
Baldwin isn't my problem anymore.
All right, now listen. No mention of this stunt that Julie pulled because Lee will go through the roof.
Right.
Okay? All right.
Sweetheart, excuse me, but Lee's asking for you.
Oh, okay. Why don't you tell Gayle what's going on?
Okay.
How'd Serena take the news of her new sister?
Well, I don't know who's more excited, Lucy, Serena, or me.
Well, now, if you're going to need a lawyer who specializes in adoptions, I'll help get one for you.
Oh, well, thank you. Why don't you just concentrate on getting yourself better?
Well, I have no intention of staying bedridden for long. There's too many matters demanding my attention, not the least of which is Julie Devlin. I just know that Ramsey is trying to manipulate her.
Well, Julie is no saint.
Julie Devlin is a deeply troubled woman, Scott. She needs my help.
You know what? She needs a lot of shrinks is what she needs. And speaking of help, I need your help because Lucy is going to buy out every little baby department in every store if I don't watch it.
You're changing the subject, Scott. Now, what is it?
Nothing. I just want you to just take it easy, get better, forget about the Devlin case.
Come on, you know something I don't. Now, come on, out with it. Whatever it is, I want to know.
All right. Well, Julie is claiming that things got a little out of hand when you went out to visit her at Ferncliff.
How so?
Well, she's saying that you almost came to a point of assaulting her.
But that's a lie.
Yes, of course, I know it's crazy, but that's her story, and then she's sticking to it, and something about you being her guardian is affecting her recovery. And
that'll never hold up in court.
Leopold and Ramsey said that they witnessed it. Look, if Leopold wants the case, let him have it. Let him have it.
What? Give him an opportunity to push for her release? No way. Julie needs to stay at Ferncliff. I mean, that's where she's going to get the help she needs. And as long as I am her guardian, I'm going to see to it she stays there.
All right. Well, I'll do what I can until you're better, and then they'll have to come after both of us then.
It'll be tough to beat.
That's right. If those jokers want to fight, we'll give them one.
I understand Frank knows about our little agreement. That doesn't make me very happy.
We're madly in love, darling, remember? Who's to say you can't give me a ton of dough on top of that?
People are already suspicious about our engagement. And if word gets out about our prenup, everyone is going to smell a big, fat rat.
Don't worry, I've quieted Frank before. I just may have to take more drastic action. Watch your step.
You ever hear of a housekeeper?
What I need is better locks. So, tell me, how did Baldwin take the news that his daddy's been accused of assault?
Looked like he was going to follow in his pop's footsteps. So, are you ready for our next order of business?
Meeting with Cooper, absolutely. And this is for the jackpot. Persuading Cooper to say he brainwashed Julie is going to be our ticket home.
Well, I've already begun to grease a few palms to get Cooper's transfer. You do realize if they move him to a minimum security facility, he could escape.
Well, I'll be too busy somewhere in Tahiti counting my millions to care.
I mean, with all the help that Lee has given that poor girl, how could Julie make those wild accusations about him?
Well, don't worry about it, Gayle. I'm going to send those two clowns to Attica.
Listen, Lee should be concentrating on getting well, and the two of you should be fixing up a nursery.
No, wait a minute. Don't worry about us. What affects you and Lee affects us. So we are there for you. And besides, with Mac's good news, we have plenty of time to decorate for Christina. She's not going anywhere now.
I know.
Lucy, Grandma!
Oh. What happened?
Scott. Look, where does your father get off letting Julie sign a prenuptial agreement that gives Chris Ramsey half the DL56 patent proceeds?
What are you babbling about there, Frank? My father would never okay an agreement like that.
Yeah, someone did because it exists.
Yeah, well, why would I listen to you anyways? After what you did to your brother.
Look, are you going to speak to Lee about this prenup or not?
Well, I'll tell you what there. I'll look into it, because, you know, that patent could be worth millions, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But there is a chance the document isn't even binding. I mean, Julie was legally insane when she signed it.
Okay, well, right now I need to get back to my family. I'll check it out, all right?
All right.
And you stay away from my daughter. Got it?
What was that for?
Because I love you. And we get to take the baby home. And I just figured out a way how to help my father.
The time after burning my first few attempts, I have finally produced 3 perfect chocolate chip pancakes.
No, thanks.
Well, can I make you something else? Some waffles, eggs?
Nothing.
Well, honey, you really should eat something, you know, keep up your strength.
I don't want anything.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping it could slip by without you noticing.
Nate and I have been talking about the first day of baseball camp all year. Not much chance I was going to forget about it.
Sorry, silly me.
We had a bet about who's going to hit the most home runs. Kind of like Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa.
You know what? The program goes all summer long. Maybe by August, you'll be in shape to go.
Why do I have to wait? It's not fair. I've already had this stupid leukemia thing once.
And you beat it. Just like you're going to this time.
Well, I'm sick of it, of the shots, the treatment, the medicine. Stuff's supposed to make me feel better. It's only making me feel rotten.
And if I could take it all away for you, I would.
Well, you can't. There's nothing you can do about it. And it stinks. The whole thing does.
Pretty quick with that ectopic diagnosis on Susan Walker. Probably saved her fallopian tube.
Well, I never would have jumped to it if you hadn't asked if she was pregnant.
Her boyfriend was looking so nervous it was an easy call.
Well, you're good at reading people,
It's not hard to tell when one person cares about another.
like that guy did for his girlfriend.
He said they had some real ups and downs, but he didn't know what he'd do without her.
Scanlon, 5566. Dr. Joe Scanlon, 5566.
I better get that. Dr. Scanlon.
Joe, it's me.
Courtney. What's up? Is Neil okay?
No, he's not okay. He has leukemia, and he doesn't want to be coming to the hospital today.
Okay, take it easy. There are going to be days like this.
Yeah, I know. I remember from last time. I just don't know how much more of this I can take, Joe.
A lot. Because you're not alone. I'm in this with you, okay? You and Neil.
Are Lambert and Collins still running around Rome playing James Bond? Oh, that's a shame. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to feed them to the lions now.
Si. Grazie.
Oh.
No hot water.
So I noticed.
Oh, is that what that scream was for?
No, that scream was my mating call.
Why didn't I recognize that?
So what's the ETA on the hot water?
In a little while.
Well, in this place, a little while could be 2 days.
You know, you look kind of sexy in a Gina Lola Brigida sort of way.
Thanks. I know what you're going for, Kevin, but actually, I feel a little more like Roberto Benigni than Gina Lola Brigida.
Yeah, then come over here, Roberto.
You know, this never would have happened, the whole hot water thing, if those Italian cops hadn't kept us in questioning so long this morning.
That investigation was a joke.
I know. Can you believe they actually wanted us to think that that karate chop maid was actually a manic depressive who was off her medication?
She was obviously sent here to kill us. The question is by whom? And how does it relate to Victor?
You know, it's too bad we couldn't track down Fred and Wilma and ask them some questions.
I'm sure they could tell us how Victor's body disappeared from the morgue.
What time is it back in the States?
It's early. Why?
Is it too early to call Mary?
Oh, Mary. Yeah. I guess we put that one off long enough.
Here, it's her number.
How, do you feel about delivering the news in person?
What do you mean in person?
I'm booking a reservation on the next flight out.
Kevin, we can't leave here yet. We haven't found out what happened to Victor.
Not us.
What do you mean, not us?
It's gotten too dangerous here, Eve. I want you to go home.
Let's think logically about this for a minute. You need me here.
Why? So I can worry about you?
No, I can help.
Eve, no.
Listen, sit down here for a second. I already have helped. Who's the one who found the tracking device in her luggage?
You
Me.
did.
And who else is the one who noticed we were being watched on the plane by a phony pharmaceutical rep who ended up in the morgue with Victor's toe tag on?
And you could end up with a toe tag on.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I wouldn't be caught dead in a toe tag. Get it? Caught dead.
Yeah, I know. You're a regular Sophie Tucker. Eve, I don't want to lose you.
Kevin, I know that you're afraid for me. But I'm afraid for you. What would happen to you if you send me away?
I'll be fine.
Look, I have no doubt that you can take care of yourself by yourself, alone. But why should you? When we're so much better together than we are apart.
I admit, we make a great team. But Eve, I just can't see keeping you here when something awful could happen to you.
Nothing awful is going to happen to me. Does this mean anything to you?
You brought that with you.
Men. Of course I did. I take it everywhere I go.
Just because I gave it to you?
It's my good luck charm.
A lot of good it's done.
This isn't funny.
Well, maybe you should have thrown it at the martial arts maid when she was doing her Bruce Lee impersonation.
If this means anything to you, anything at all, you won't send me away.
That's not fair.
Well, I fight dirty when I'm desperate.
Yeah, you're good at it, too.
Come on. Please let me stay. For you. And for me. And for Victor. Don't forget, I loved him, too. Please don't send me away without finding out what happened to him.
Why can't I ever say no to you?
Because every good Austin Powers needs his Felicity Shagwell.
Yeah, baby.
So can I stay?
You can stay.
Oh, groovy, baby. Thanks.
The patient is in good hands. She has been since she came into the hospital.
Well, we work well together here at GH.
Always have. We sure did for Neil the first time.
We will this time, too. I couldn't help hearing you on the phone earlier with Courtney. Neil's pretty upset, isn't he?
Well, it's summer. He should be out having fun with his friends, not dealing with leukemia.
Well, the upside is he's got his dad. You give him strength, Joe.
I can't imagine losing him, Karen.
No, it isn't easy. Try not to.
Hey.
Oh, hey, just the guy we're looking for, right? Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, I guess.
Is that the best you can do after all the trouble I went to?
What do you mean?
Oh, not much. Just got this really cool surprise for you. I mean, since you're going through all this leukemia junk, I know it's a big drag.
So where is it?
It's coming.
When?
I'll make you a deal. We'll get you started with the chemo, and I'll go see if it's here.
Okay, but you better not be fooling me.
Oh, yeah, or what?
I'll tickle you. Mom told me you hate that.
Oh, she did, huh? You dirty rat.
Hey, you said you wouldn't give me away.
Sorry.
So, you ready to get started?
Sure.
You know, it's okay to be scared. And even though you've been through this, I would be.
You're just saying that.
Not because I mean it. You're gonna go through a lot of feelings with this disease. You're gonna be scared, sad, hopeful, you're angry.
Things all get mixed up sometimes. Like this morning when I yelled at Mom.
I bet she understands.
Yeah, of course I do, sweetie.
Hey, that's what being a family is all about. Accepting each other, loving each other, no matter what. Patient went into VTech. Okay, Karen will set you up, and I'll be there as soon as I can.
All right, thank you. Ready? Not really, but let's go for it.